second rat free in 5 days, and we've only just got this one manhole up. This poor customer, she inherited rats when she bought her little dream house, and now she's got the pest interceptors in to cure it and cure it forever. Straight away, what do we see in here? Well, how did this poo and stuff get up here?
You could have backwashed.
I don't know, mate. I don't know, because that's not soil water, is it? That's
It's surface water.
Surface water. So I think our ratty friends are going to be picking up the poo and putting it there for nice little afters. What a lovely way to live. Okay, let's get the cameras in and let's see what we can discover on this rat-free lifetime guarantee.
So we're in that pipe that's coming off to the side there, which I kind of knew that it was going there just because it kind of has to. And the first thing we've seen here, there's a bit of gravel and stuff in there. It's not really that bad, but what we can see, if we turn the camera brightness off, so you can see the sunlight. That circle in the middle of the screen there, that is here. And I bet you any money, if we take this off of here, if it will come off. Oh, it's stuck in place, but you can see on the back. Oh, you have to take
I think there's all like chew marks on that as well.
On the back of it, it's literally like loads of semicircles have been cut out of it from the rats gnawing at it. So
that would explain the above grounders then.
So far on this job, the above ground rat population is stemming from literally that hole that's coming from there.
And all they've got to do is go up there by 3 feet and they're out above ground, aren't they?
But our job for here is the rats in there are our problem. These rats are just a byproduct of bad plumbing.
We'll probably cure them as well with what we do, but we can't always promise that. What we can promise is that our lovely client Karen will be going to sleep and she won't be hearing them, because she hears them above her bedroom, and I'm sure you've all been there as well, haven't you? Otherwise you won't be watching these videos, as beautiful as we are.
Why would you? So we have found another manhole that's 27, but that's probably more like 24 metres away. There's a few issues on the pipe work, which we'll show you now on the way back up.
Oh, there we go there.
So there's one, there's a hole there, but I don't think rats are getting out of that because there's roots in it and tissue all stuck in it. So that's not an issue, but that was 2 metres away from that manhole, and there's another hole next to it.
Now, it's very, very, very unlikely that these are causing our customer any rat problems. We're not 100% that they can't get out of them, but we're pretty...
I mean, those two holes there, I'm 100% certain, but this one here, that's about the only one I'm a bit sceptical of, because you can't tell if there's a hole going up or not.
But that would be 20 metres away, but you can never say never with rats, because if they can get out on the top of that, come along the top of the pipe over years and years, and then get underneath the cavity wall, it could be the answer. This part is the local water authority's problem. Sometimes we don't really want to get the water authorities involved if we can avoid it, because it's such a pain in the ass to deal with them. You never know who they're going to send out, and if they send out someone who really couldn't give a shit that you've got rats, well, you're going to end up still with rats, aren't you? So we try and avoid that at all cost. But this would be like, if we do what we do and the rats don't go away, this is something where you have to get the water authorities in to come and fix these breaks for you. But good luck with that. But at least we're there to help you and show you the evidence and where the cracks are and things like that.
So then at 23 metres away from that manhole, there's a hole there, but again, it doesn't really look like rats can get out of it. That hole's only like that big, but a rat could get out of a hole that big, but you'd expect to see a hell of a lot of gravel down here. I mean, there's a pebble there, but I don't think that's from
up here,
yeah, that's come from all this gravel here.
A closer look.
I can't think it's something that I would definitely get repaired in the future, just in case it collapses.
And then we're back to this manhole, I think.
Realistically, that's all fine. So now what we need to do is from here up that way and everything in that direction. Now we need to inspect all of that pipe work, wet pipe, and hopefully that connects into here. Yes, it does. You know, that's probably what's helped the poo get stuck up there, because immediately that went and got lodged there without anything. But like we were saying at the start of the videos, rats do like to do that, but in this scenario it does look like it's just been hit against the wall. Oh, look at the camera end. Some doo-doo. Right, let's carry on surveying all of this then. So we've just come across the 27 metres. I think we found the right manhole, and the reason why I think we found the right one is because I remember that little fella there.
Your little friend?
Yeah, he was on the top of a poo that I pushed all the way down here. But I mean, this is really weird, isn't it? Look, I think there's a hole down here.
What the hell's going on? Oh, it is.
It's a pipe, yeah.
It's an old pipe, and how's that?
That,
Whatever that stuff is, that's like.
why would they build it like that? That's such bad workmanship.
I think this little bit of the estate was like added on as a little.
Yeah.
Let's get 4 more bungalows on there type of thing.
Look at the claw marks on that. How they've literally been scrambling up that, I should say. There's loads of rats.
They've
in
been
this.
there not long ago as well. Look, that bit's
Yeah.
dry, isn't it? Even looking at now.
There's loads of rats in here. Yeah, I was right. It's a poo that's blocking it, and there's a rat poo right there.
Okay, so let's keep going.
It's got a bit confusing because the plumbing's not adding up. It's like going from our customer's house round the back, and then somehow it's carrying on round. Like, it doesn't make sense. It should have all come into this, not go from here to our customers round the estate. Like, that's crazy. It's doing that to end up here, which is literally 10 metres away from where it would be there. It's craziness.
This is where Pest Interceptor's drain tracing dye comes in. This is classic rats in a manhole.
It's amazing, isn't it, that?
Amazing. Look at the big finger, the thumb and fingerprints in all these.
I mean, if you don't know what you're looking at, it's like that greyer stuff there. If I draw a line around it, like there,
Tissue,
that's all tissue that's been put on the top, and then, like you was just saying, there's like footprints in it and stuff. I mean, they've literally been chewing bits of that up and then leaving it there. And look at this. This is all the rats have been dragging all this up here. Look at that as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great food source, but you know what's crazy? All of these rats are all stemming from that main sewer that's in between all of the houses, and nobody knows. This stuff's going on every day, and nobody knows.
Is it?
Well, it's going the wrong way, isn't it? We was hoping that was going to go that way, so
Yeah.
it makes
With the
even less
plumbing here,
sense.
it might go like that and then like that.
Oh yeah, true.
Guess drain dye in here.
See, that's just going to end up in that manhole there. I can guarantee it.
Well, let's bring the camera around. Let's
Yeah.
put the camera in here.
Look at the crisscross pattern in that loft insulation. Look at it on the camera.
Oh yeah.
They're literally like little mounds. Just for the viewers that don't know what you're looking at right now, every single line that you see, like a divot, is that even a word? A divot. This has been going on since the house was built, I would say.
Since 1954, I think.
Because, okay, I'm going to point it out now. So you can see these trails. They almost look like if you was looking at England from a satellite and you'd see all the motorways.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at, and those are where the rats go. And if you look, they're all going towards every single bit of the cavity wall. The cavity wall is in the corner of every single part of this roof. And you can see here, look at the size of this rat hole right there. There's another one there. This here is an extremely travelled route here. And I mean, as a pest controller, you should be able to do this. You should be able to look at something like this and be like, ah, okay, there's a trail running there, there's a trail running there, and use that information to work out your problem.
And while we're on it, if you are going to use identifier, don't bother with this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
No shield crap.
Right,
Nothing eats it.
yeah.
Nothing eats it. All the
Yeah.
other stuff's gone. Look out of all these big trays.
Those cheap,
Looks like-
they look like the big cheese ones, or is it the row shield ones? I can't tell. Look at all the runs. There is
Literally
so
everywhere, but like you say, Rick, everything goes to
Yeah,
the cavity, to the cavity.
everything's going to the cavity. Look at all this round here as well. There's trails. Honestly, I would say that this has been going on since the house was built, which is kind of crazy.
Not too much longer, hopefully.
Yeah, look what I've just clocked. Look at all the cluster flies on the wall.
I think they are cluster flies.
They do look like cluster flies to me. Look, see the
You know
fly.
what? If we've got some smoke bombs and things, we will.
Oh yeah, if there was any aerosols, we could let one off for her. These cluster flies here, they're gross. Look how they're all moving now that the loft's warming up because we've left the loft hatch open.
And if you want to know how to cure cluster flies,
I don't think they're going to hear you.
if you want to cure the cluster flies, 2 products that we do, get on our Shopify store, and we'll put a couple of links on this video if you're watching on mobile.
I cannot believe how many. I wish I'd come up here first. There's so many signs of them up here. It's unreal.
Ooh.
Look at that trail right there. That's madness.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Years and years. The smell of ammonia is really quite strong.
I can't smell it for some reason.
You might have COVID again.
COVID.
Here's our tracking dust that we sell on Amazon and Shopify. Probably thinking, oh, what do I need that for? Why do I? What on earth use does that serve me as a pest controller? Now I'm going to try and explain it to you as best as I can. Just picture this as a trap, or it's got some rodenticide or whatever it is. A good pest controller could see, there's a trail right there. There's a trail running off that way, and there's another one running this way. Now, if you're that kind of a pest controller, it's all right, because you can just do that on the path of where they're walking. And then when they walk through that, it will tell us which way they're coming and going. I like to put it in a circle. If you look how good that spreads it out. Go around it. And the reason why I like to make a barrier is because if you leave a gap in it, and the rat somehow, because they are clever, picks up on the fact that there's something new on the floor, it's going to literally go through the gap where you've left in the tracking dust. Yeah. And then what we're going to wait.
Those up when I put that normal torch on.
Yeah.
You can get UV torches, but that makes it glow up as well.
Yeah. A UV torch, honestly, when it reflects back off that, you could see footprints from like 10 metres away.
Like a 1980s nightclub.
Yeah.
The other thing is as well, this is a place where rodenticide is going to be necessary on this one. Because the flap is so far away, and what we've done is we've been surveying all the pipes on the estate, because that's what we do. We've noticed that there's a very slow flow rate. So the rats go through the flaps because they need food that's beyond the flap. Now, if you've got a slow flow rate and poo's getting stuck above stream of the flap, they don't need to go through the flap. So in this scenario, which is a rare one, we'll be using our rodenticide, okay, because what we'll need to do is, if they're in here right now, we need to kill them off. So we're going to kill them off, and then because the rat flap is where it should be, the rats from the main sewer can't ever get back to this lady's house again. And like we were saying before, I think this has gone on since 1954 when this house was built.
Well, I think so too.
This is crazy. So yeah, let's get some rodenticide down, which is a rare thing for me to say.
Back to what I was saying, that's how you use the tracking dust anyway. You just make a circle around it, see where the trails go. Now, if it's one of those very rare occasions where there's a brick missing out the side of the wall down there, and the rats have got into the cavity wall from outside, and you keep seeing the same trail back and forth to 1 or 2, maybe 3 places in the same vicinity, that gives you some information that you wouldn't have otherwise had, because now you know, they're coming from over there, for example. So
it'll point you in the right direction.
It'll point you in the right direction if you're completely lost. And sometimes I've worked out whether I've been on a job and it was actually squirrels, and I found out it was squirrels because of the footprints left behind. And you can sometimes distinguish between mice footprints and a rat's footprint because they're a lot smaller. Here we have something that I just want to kind of talk a bit about. Like, any normal person that looks at that is probably thinking, yeah, it's just some bits of red dust. But to me, what I can say is that is mice behaviour. They kibble the grain. So when you get grain that's like pearl barley, I'll put a picture up of what that is right now. They kibble it and they just eat the bits that they want. And what's annoying is the rodenticide is in that colouring in the outside of the skin. So mice will eat the outside of it. So if you come to a job and you see this, it means that they've had mice in the past. We know this isn't an old mice problem because there's no mice in here. But yeah, you can see that hole there. That's a rat hole. And if there's rats and mice in here, it's very unlikely that that's going to be the case. But yeah, what I was trying to say was that if you see that, the likelihood is it is mice that have done that. So it can help you out in some way. We're going to let off this one-shot aerosol up here for this lady because we noticed that she had cluster flies up in here. And you can get these a 3-pack off Amazon, I believe. I think that we sell a 6-pack on Shopify. The links will be all in the description, but you can see, I mean, you can sometimes press these half the amount, just a tiny bit like that, and look, you can literally directly get them. Immediately they're falling on the floor. But the whole purpose of this is to be able to press it and let it off. So I'm going to prepare myself to go down the loft hatch now, and then let it off just before I come out the loft. You can literally see it's already started to have an effect on these flies that have fell down. So make sure it's on a flat surface. It's as simple as that. You can hear them going off now. Now I'm outside, and just to go over what we was kind of explaining up there, here's your loft space, obviously, and all the trails were going from the centre, which is there, and moving outwards. If I can put a picture on Google Maps of what I'm talking about, or a picture of describing it, I'll do it now. Where the rats are going to the corners. Now what you've got to think to yourself, they're not coming from the loft and going out that way. They're coming from a pipe that's running underneath here, that's got a hole in it. They get underneath the building, they find a way into the cavity wall, up the cavity wall and into your loft. Now at the moment what we suspect is that there is issues on the pipe work coming into the main run here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of our Pest Interceptors rat flaps in the pipe. You can get these on Amazon and Shopify. So what we've done now, we was going to put a mesh over there, but because whoever did that has done such a bad job. That was weird, my phone just turned off. So what I was saying was that hasn't been done very well, and we can't really put a nice neat cut round it. So what I've done instead is I've doubled over and rolled up this chicken wire. And now this is no different to it being on the top of that grate that's over there. This is literally because the reason why I've done that, I wouldn't normally do that, but the reason why I've done it is because all it's coming off is this garage, which has a flat rubber roof on it, so there shouldn't be any sediment or any rubbish, and that will look the same, and the rats can't get back into this main sewer.